So let's begin. Introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the band.
My name is Paul Moore, and I'm the bass player.
In the band called?
The band called Nektar.
Nektar.
Yeah.
So first question, how did you go about reviving this band?
Well, we had all the pieces, we just had to put them together. Ron came to me and said, will you help me put a band together? So my first call was to Rich, who we played with in '78. We got a lot of music from that time, and the three of us got together in Trenton and played, and it sounded great. So I talked to Mick and asked him if he was interested in coming back and doing the light show, and he said he was. And my next call was to Randy, if he wanted to come and play with us, and he did. So now we had everybody, but we didn't have a keyboard player. I talked to Rich and I said, you know, what's your keyboard player like? And he said, he's great. I said, okay, but give him a call, let's have him down. And Kendall came in and he played the first song, right? The first song, and it was magic. And we had the band.
At what point did it kind of feel magical again?
Immediately.
Mm-hmm. Were there any challenges?
There's always challenges, but you know, we worked through them. We had a bunch of music, a lot of music, and you can't feed that much music into a band at one time. So the way I've always done it is we learn a part of it, and we put that in a box, and we learn another part of it, and we put that in a box, and we learn another part of it, and then when you've got all the boxes sorted, and then you arrange them how you want the song to be. Maybe you add another piece, or there's some other piece that will lock it in. But that's how we've always done it.
Now, not only did you come back as a live band, but there's some new music that comes with that.
Yeah.
How long did the album take to put together?
About 7 months. From we started. Did we start in December, Ron?
What?
We started in December 2018, right?
Yeah.
And we
19.
18.
18?
Yeah. And then we started putting it together. But the first thing we did was the other side, the long piece, the 18-minute piece, and it just grew legs all on its own. And then we started adding pieces and adding songs and working on songs. Then we get a bit from Randy, and we get a bit from Ron, and we get a bit from Kendall, and Richard come up with something, and it just grew. It just grew into something really special. I realized about halfway through that we had something going that was really special. So then in June we took it into the studio. I got some investors to put some money up so we could, before Kickstarter, so we could go into the studio, and we had a magical time in the studio. Joe DeMeo, the engineer, was with us all the way. He was just great, and we could feel the magic coming out in the album. You know, it just felt really, really good.
Now, I've been told that a lot of those songs actually were written back in the 70s.
But yeah, they were written in
Can you give us some background?
1978, yeah. It was me and Rich and Ron.
Mm-hmm. How come they were never recorded before?
We split up. We packed our bags and went home.
All right. The opening song, I'm on Fire, I think that tells a lot where the band is at. Care to comment on that?
Well, that was a song really I wrote for my wife when she was my girlfriend 41 years ago. But it grew a lot of legs. It grew another part. Rich came up with the part. Randy came up with the bass line, and it's really the arrangement of it was a little different to how I'd originally envisioned it. But I love it. It's a great song.
Speaking of playing bass, I witnessed you having 2 bass players during soundtrack, and that sounded amazing. How did that come about?
I asked Randy if he wanted to come play with us, and he said, yeah, that's how it came about, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he brought a 12 string with him, so he's playing 12 string, and he's got his bass pedals, and it gave us enough depth bass-wise, I don't think there's any band got any more depth in bass than we do.
We got it covered.
We got the bass covered, yeah.
Now the title song of the album, kind of an epic long track.
Yeah.
How did you put this one together?
That was the one with the boxes.
Yep.
We put it in boxes and we learn the part. If you focus on a part of the song rather than all of the song, and you put the pieces together, and then, you know, Richard come up with, well, how about we put this in here? That's what we do. And then when we got all the music written, then we wrote the words. Mick came up with a concept of the other side, and once that had clicked, then the rest of it came together because we knew what the general concept was going to be. And that was the trip to the other side and back.
What are the lyrics about nowadays?
About the other side.
Which is?
All of them. The other side. When you die, you go to the other side. So he starts off with, I'm on fire. That's when he's professing his love for his girlfriend. He's trying to get laid. And then comes Skywriter. At this point, she's died. And now he's up in the sky writing letters in the sky, hoping that she can see it. But she can see it. He just doesn't know she can see it. And then there's the Love Is, which is, again, talking about all about love and what love is. And then you've got the other side, when it's a musical trip to the other side and back. And then you've got Drifting. Drifting is floating in air, and he's seeing her eyes, and he's part of the other side at that point. And then they travel to the Devil's Door and back, because they don't want to be in the Devil's Door, but they have to look around and see what's happening with the other side. And then comes the light beyond. The light beyond is what you see before you die. It's the light, and you can hear the light, and you can hear the voices on the other side. And then you've got Look Through Me. Look Through Me is an introspective. And then you've got Why Can't I Be More Like You, where he's saying to his girlfriend, wife, significant other, why can't I be more like you? It's a concept from start to finish.
Now, that's obviously a very strong and serious lyrical matter. And only recently, the band experienced a death in the band, which Roy Albertson, who left us. So in some ways that feels like a big tribute.
Yeah, Devil's Door is a song that we wrote with Roy in '74, and we rewrote it how it is now, and we rewrote the lyrics to be part of the concept. But when we were in the studio, we wanted to listen to the '74 version one more time before we did it. And the guitar in the beginning was so crystal clear. We said, why don't we just use this? Why don't we use the beginning of the song? So I got hold of Lynn, Roy's wife, and I asked her if it was okay to do it. We wanted a blessing on it, and she said absolutely. So we put him on it, and it sounds great.
Now, it's obviously a great record. It feels like Nektar all the way through. How many of these songs ended up in your live set?
In your what?
In your live set, like your...
we do probably 4 or 5 a night. There's 8 songs altogether. And we start off with Light Beyond as the entrance music. And then we generally do 3 or 4 other songs. We've never done the whole album at one time, but we have played every song on the album.
How are the people reacting to the new record?
Very good, very good. We're very happy with the reaction.
Can you explain the album cover? Because it has a lot of things from the past, yet it is in the present tense.
The guy who did all of our classic artwork was Helmut Bensker. He's out of Germany, and he's almost 80 years old now, and he's got arthritis, so he's not painting anymore. And I had to write him a letter because he doesn't have a computer. So I wrote him a letter, and it takes about 3 weeks to get a turnaround. And I asked him if he got something because we were doing another album. And he sent us 3 pieces, and immediately the piece that we chose for the front and the piece that we chose for the back just jumped out as being the other side. I mean, it was perfect. It was like he knew what we were doing. I can't think of a more perfect cover than the cover of the album.
When it comes to Roy Alberton, what do you miss about him the most?
Probably his physical presence. I mean, I played with Roy for many years, and we had a strong correlation. We played well together, and I'm finding that this band is doing that. This band is a jam band. Everybody's putting 100% into it, and every night it's going down well.
Where do you think it's going to go from here?
Wherever it goes.
To the top.
To the top. Yeah, to the top.
Thank you.
Yeah.